It Works, the famous little red book that makes your dreams come true by RHJ. We've done many discussions now on the power of your subconscious mind. And one of the key elements that is responsible for tapping into your ability to work with your subconscious mind, which is connected to infinite intelligence, is your ability to be specific, to direct your conscious mind on what it is that you desire. In Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, exercises have been laid out, as well as in The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, or various other personal development books, to be really specific on what it is that you would like to create. We're going to go through the plan that's outlined in this book, which is very similar to those plans. And the idea is this: whatever you put your attention on, that is where your energy flows. And you have a choice. You can consciously choose what it is that you want to put your attention on, or you could allow the external world to determine that for you. When we create something that we do not desire, it is probably a net result of programming that's in our subconscious mind based on information that we were consuming against our awareness of its ability to program our subconscious mind, which is responsible for driving action. I'm going to put a link in the description to the videos that I've done on the power of the subconscious mind, and I recommend that you watch those videos and really make a study of how your subconscious mind works. You have your conscious mind, in which you're thinking, your rational mind, and you have your subconscious mind, which is responsible for the results that you have for a large degree. Why is this so? Because most of your behaviors are subconscious, and the things that you do every day are driven by your subconscious mind, which is responsible for so many different details of how you believe reality to work, values and beliefs, deep identity level stuff, whether you love yourself or hate yourself or have a high level of self-esteem or not. All these little elements govern how you transact, how you behave, how you navigate reality. And if you do not go to work in evolving these aspects within yourself, then what's going to happen is you are going to continuously produce results that are not in your favor. Now, how do you know how exactly you are programmed in your subconscious mind? Well, first of all, look at your results. You could look at your results, or you could look at anybody else's results, and you can see the programming. You can understand what is really going on within them, what's programmed in their subconscious mind. And you'll start to track back the way they communicate, who they associate with, how they think, how they believe reality to work, to the results that they have. And when you start to study this kind of stuff, it becomes a genesis of something really empowering. You start to realize that you can get control of your life by consciously programming what you want in your subconscious mind through conscious effort. Just as you've gone through life and were programmed by the external world, circumstances, family, environments, friends, TV, news, to believe reality to work a certain way, to get you to automatically manifest certain kinds of behaviors, you can go in and change the programming yourself to create your goals. If you know what you want, you can have it. If you know what you want, you can have it. How do we do this? Well, we're going to go through the plan in a moment, but the goal is to program our subconscious mind. Because the conscious mind is not the mind that does the heavy lifting. It's the subconscious mind that is responsible for manifesting the behaviors automatically, that attracts certain people, that finds you in certain kinds of environments or contexts. Everything that you have in front of you, a net result of subconscious mind programming. First, it's important to grasp this and understand. Then, make a study of yourself and understand how you got to where you are. And start to then go in and change that programming systematically. If you are one of these millions of thoughtless thinkers or wishers that would like a decided change from your present condition, you can have it. But first of all, you must know what you want, and that is no easy task. When you can train your objective mind, the mind you use every day, to decide definitely upon the things or conditions you desire, you will have taken the first big step in accomplishing or securing what you want, what you know you want. So the first step is to decide, is to become very clear on what it is that you are looking to create. Now, this is why I enjoy the Robert Dilts model, because right at the top, we've got vision. Or you could use Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich formula, writing the definite chief aim down, or the simplest one that I found, which is this process here, which is very related to Earl Nightingale's process in The Strangest Secret. Create one goal and make a commitment to yourself that you're going to stay committed to that goal till you are complete, till you achieve that goal. Now, when you achieve that goal, you can then move on to other goals, because you would have learned throughout the journey of achieving that goal how all this stuff works. You'll start to learn how to program your subconscious mind, which is something that you can train yourself to do through the process of creating one goal and following this process that we're going to talk about all the way till completion. That is how you train your objective mind. Don't allow others to program your subconscious mind by getting you to think certain things. Observe how you feel in certain environments. Observe the kind of thoughts that you have when you're around certain people. These thoughts could be stimulated by their ways of thinking, their ways of looking at reality that might not be in your best interest. So you always have to question then why you think what you think. And no matter how rational or factual what it is that you think, if it's disempowering you, if it's causing you to be contrarian towards your goals, it's probably programming your subconscious mind to orient you away from the results that you want. You have within you a mighty power, anxious and willing to serve you, a power capable of giving you which you earnestly desire. This power is described by Thomas J. Hudson, author of The Law of Psychic Phenomena, as your subject mind, otherwise known as your subconscious mind. Other learned writers use different names and terms, but all agree that it's omnipotent. Therefore, I call this power Emmanuel, God in us. Regardless of the name of the great power or the conscious admission of a God, the power is capable and willing to carry to a complete and perfect conclusion every earnest desire of your objective mind. But you must first really be earnest about what you want. Occasional wishing or half-hearted wanting does not form a perfect connection or communication with your omnipotent power. You must be earnest, sincerely, and truthfully desiring certain conditions or things, mental, physical, or spiritual. So the goal is to command our subconscious mind, is to direct it towards a specific and worthwhile objective. And we do this with specificity, becoming very clear on what it is that we want. We have to sit down and create a list of the things that we want to achieve and make a commitment to ourselves that we are going to follow this process and, on top of it, consume only information that is designed to support you to achieve that vision. You have a choice on the kind of information that you are consuming. And with all the information that you consume, remember that it is programming your subconscious mind. And you have to ask yourself, with any contrarian information, no matter how factual it is it contributing towards your vision? Is it stifling your flow and your creativity? Is it hindering your progress? Because if it is, then what it's doing is it's creating doubts, fears, and hesitations in the subconscious mind, which will bring forth accordingly. So again, we want to have a specific plan, we want to have a specific goal, and we want to program ourselves with supporting information related to that goal. And we want to be aware that we live in an environment, especially with the internet, where we're constantly being bombarded with information. And we want to have a filter and ensure that the information that's going into our subconscious mind is consciously chosen to support the goal that we have. Let's look at the plan. Write down on paper, in order of their importance, the things and conditions you really want. Do not be afraid of wanting too much. Go the limit in writing down your wants. Change the list daily, adding to or taking from it until you have it about right. Do not be discouraged on account of changes, as this is natural. There will always be changes and additions with accomplishment and increasing desires. Now, the premise of this is that you decide. Don't let others decide for you. You sit down and you decide what you want. Don't be apologetic about your goals and your dreams and your desires. If this is something that is really of passion for you, if you really want this, you've got to sit down and commit to it. You will attract those that will support you to achieving your goals. You will attract the resources, the circumstances, by your subconscious mind to help you achieve whatever it is that you want, so you don't have to settle. Put down on your list of wants such material things as money, home, automobile, or whatever it may be, but do not stop there. Be more definite. If you want an automobile, decide on what kind, style, price, color, and all the other details, including when you want it. If you want a home, plan the structure, grounds, and furnishings. Decide on location and cost. If you want money, write down the amount. If you want to break a record in your business, put it down. It may be a sales record. If so, write out the total, the date required, then the number of items you must sell to make it. Also list your prospects and put after each name the sum expected. Now, this is something that I follow in my business. I never came across this through this book here, but I did a video on Getting Things Done by David Allen, and in a certain part in that video, I talk about the process that I use for sales, Trello. I have very specific financial goals down to numbers, and I always hit my financial goals. These goals are designed to support my lifestyle, to create the kind of life that I want to live, to save and to invest and to grow my business based on what I want. And the specificity through tracking my time, crunching the numbers in the spreadsheet, and knowing exactly what I need to sell and how much I need to sell are determining factors of clarity, of specific instructions that are given to the subconscious mind, in which then I consume supporting information only to bring it forth into reality. This may seem very foolish at first, but you can never realize your desires if you do not know positively and in detail what you want and when you want it. If you cannot decide this, then you are not earnest. You must be definite, and when you are, results will be surprising and almost unbelievable. So you can give whatever kind of instruction that you want to the subconscious mind, but if you are clear and specific, the outcome will be clear and specific. Now we say actions create clarity, and I also believe that as you go through the journey, you will start to become clearer. Don't be discouraged if you're not clear right now. Set up a goal right now and follow this process. Refine it on a daily basis. Stay committed. Seek inspiration from various books and people to contribute to the specific details of what you are looking to achieve. If you do not have in the external world the results that you want, it's because you are not clear within. The subconscious mind finds the most effective, efficient way to produce the results. And if it's not conscious and you're having all these results in the external world, then understand this. Most likely the external world results are based on programming that was unknowingly put into your subconscious mind from various sources. I want you to look at reality from the perspective of input and output, cause and effect. Whatever information has gone into your subconscious mind, either consciously or subconsciously without you knowing, has created the reality that you live right now. And that being said, you can change it around by becoming very clear on what you want or making a commitment to yourself that you're going to continuously go on a journey to become clearer each day, and you're going to remove information that you do not want going into your subconscious mind. This information is presented to you, the information that you don't want. Various videos, books, movies, any kind of information that you are consuming, you best believe is going into your subconscious mind and programming you to create from that perspective. So if you follow what's in this book here, then we're saying focus on what you want at a general level, break it down and get more specific as you go along, and continuously put your attention and your awareness in everything you think, feel, do, and your environment, people, and so forth, to be exactly what is related towards that vision. The more specific you are and the more supporting the information you consume to that vision, the more surprising and unbelievable you'll start to notice that reality is molding itself to that what you desire. In the last handful of videos, I was doing a lot of discussions on Neville Goddard's book, and one of his key concepts is to assume the wish fulfilled. Assume the wish fulfilled, as in constantly visualize, constantly imagine yourself living out the desire that you want. Why do we do this? We do this so we can program the subconscious mind. See, the subconscious mind does not know the difference between what you ask of it and what you don't ask of it. It just accepts whatever information you give it. And the information that you give it is presented through whatever stimulus that you take in via your senses. And one of the most powerful ways to program the subconscious mind is to visualize and emotionalize. Or in other words, think about your goals, your visions, your aspirations specifically as much as you can. You become what you think about. That's the premise of Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, and that's the premise of this book. Let's talk about the 3 positive rules for accomplishment. Let's drill this down even further and get specific. So you create a list of what it is that you want to achieve. In my subconscious mind training, I go through this entire process but record audios to play to yourself over and over and over again. You can follow it via this process, or you could follow creating audios of you saying the affirmations to yourself. I like the audios, but whatever works for you. Number 1, read the list of what you want 3 times each day, morning, noon, and night. I want to add a few pieces to this. Make sure that you use this statement, I am. Okay, I am. It's a positive, powerful affirmation in which you call upon the forces to command your subconscious mind to the specificity of whatever it is that you desire. I am. And make sure it's positive, because the subconscious mind does not know the difference between positive and negative. And if you make negative affirmations, you will bring it forth accordingly. Thus, positive I am affirmations are very important. Or you could say, I think, I feel. Positive. Number 2, think of what you want as often as possible. So you set your goals, and they're specific. I am, the exact amount of money you want to make, the time frame, the criteria in which you want to make it, and then now consciously direct your mind to think about what you want more often. The more you do that, the more your subconscious mind is going to feed you with related information. Your attention and your awareness is going to go onto related people, circumstances, environment to amplify that definite purpose, to turn it into the burning desire, to cultivate something called faith, which we'll talk about in a moment. And number 3, do not talk to anyone about your plan except to the great power within you, which will unfold to your objective mind the method of accomplishment. So you don't need to talk to people about your plan. Because if you communicate about what it is you're trying to achieve, they're going to throw their bias into it. Unless you have a mastermind. Individuals that are in harmony with you fully, deeply, to create the reality that is beneficial for you and them, and they support you and contribute towards your vision. If they have different viewpoints of how you should be, and you communicate what you're looking to achieve, they're going to pull it in their direction, the way that they want. And the results, obviously, is not going to be what you want. So have the confidence and faith that within you, you have the great power to achieve whatever it is that you want. And reflect upon it by yourself. Set the goal up and reflect upon it and observe. Practice presence and awareness and allow that to guide you to the related people, circumstances that support and bring forth your vision. You'll know you're doing this right when you find yourself around people that energize you and that support your vision. And you know that when something is off, when you've got some contrarian programming going on in there, when you find yourself in front of individuals that break your spirits, that cause you to doubt and fear and hesitate, it's not their fault. It's within you that's causing the manifestation of that to occur. So what do we then do? We think of our goal more often. We look at our affirmations and we add to our affirmations and say things like, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm surrounded by people that support my vision. They gravitate towards me and I gravitate towards them. But when in doubt, there's no need to talk about it because the power is within you to create whatever you want. The circumstances, the resources, the people will show up. You will receive the intuitive nudges and hunches that will guide you. For this, you got to have faith. So let's talk about faith. It is obvious that you cannot acquire faith at the start. It is obvious that you cannot acquire faith at the start, especially if you set something up that is a really powerful, high-level goal that you want to achieve. The faith will come through the repetition of programming your subconscious mind. In Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, he talks about in the chapter of faith that autosuggestion, repeat autosuggestion, is one of the only known ways of cultivating faith. So you can believe whatever you want. You're already programmed for the most part to believe things that you don't necessarily want to believe, and thus, you're producing results that you don't necessarily want, not in your favor. You can go in and change that programming that's in your subconscious mind that is creating those results. And you do it through repetition. Here is a quote, and I'm going to read it because I have it in front of me. Think and Grow Rich. Quote from chapter 3, Faith. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended upon with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. So what happens is that when you affirm a statement over and over again, you visualize, you emotionalize, and you think about it as often, your subconscious mind will translate that into faith. And that faith will tap into a greater power and provide you the necessary method for accomplishing your goal. So you don't have to worry about the method. You don't have to think about it. What you have to do is follow this process, and you'll notice that your awareness will increase. Information will come to you. You'll get certain urges and insights. Just about everything that I've ever done that's produced results came through this process, including when I first read Think and Grow Rich in 2004 when I was in $50,000 debt. I had no idea how I was going to get out of debt. I had no idea how I was going to attract the abundance that I have in my life. I had no idea how I was going to build my business. I had no idea that I was going to be sitting here one day and having this conversation with you through this video. But I did have faith on the definite, specific results that I wanted, and the way revealed itself. And it ended up being a way that was so harmonious with who I am and my contributions to the world that it seemed miraculous, which you can say it is. The method by which one develops faith, again, I'm reading this from Think and Grow Rich, where it does not already exist, is extremely difficult to describe. Almost as difficult, in fact, as it would be to describe the color red to a blind man who has never seen color and has nothing with which to compare what you describe to him. Faith is a state of mind which you may develop at will after you have mastered the 13 principles, because it is a state of mind which develops voluntarily through application and use of those principles. Now I'm going to put a link to the video that I did, the very lengthy video on Think and Grow Rich. I recommend you watch it. But it says right here, repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method for voluntarily development of the emotion of faith. See, once you have faith, you're going to move forward. You're going to go against what anybody tells you to do because you believe it. So we want to be able to create that. level of faith. And we do this through autosuggestion. And again, I'm going to read another quote from Think and Grow Rich because I think it's very important. In connection with this, consider again the statement, all thoughts which have been emotionalized, given feeling, and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart. So this process that we're talking about is cultivating faith in us. That's what it's doing, cultivating faith. And through the process of cultivating faith, we tap into elements in our subconscious mind, which is connected to infinite intelligence, which brings about the plan. Now, I've talked to many creative types, artists, or individuals that have created success in business, and they revealed to me that the plans were revealed after they cultivated faith. So read the list over and over again. Visualize, emotionalize, and think and talk positively about your goal. At the beginning, you might not have the faith, but I can assure you it will come. And then when it shows up, the plans will show up. How you behave will change. How you navigate reality will be related and aligned with the vision. There's no need to analyze how this power within you is going to accomplish your desires. Such a procedure is as unnecessary as trying to figure out why a grain of corn placed in fertile soil shoots up a green stalk, blossoms, and produces a ear of corn containing hundreds of grains, each capable of doing what the one grain did. If you follow this definite plan and carry out the 3 simple rules, the method of accomplishment will unfold quite as mysteriously as the ear of corn appears on the stalk, and in most cases sooner than you expect. It is natural to be skeptical and have doubts, distrust, and questionings, but when these thoughts arise, get out your list. See, skeptical, doubts, distrust, and questionings that come up that are contrarian to your list warrant you pulling out the list right then and there and reading it and visualizing and emotionalizing till those doubts go away. Doubts, fears, and hesitations must be rigorously removed, as James Allen said. And as a man thinketh, if results is what you want to create, if you want to bring forth your vision, you have to remove the doubts. Because those doubts, distrusts, and questionings break the process or the cultivation or the emotion, which is a very spiritual emotion of faith, which again taps into the subconscious mind and infinite intelligence. Read it over, or if you have it memorized, talk to your inner self about your desires until the doubts that interfere with your progress are gone. Remember, nothing can prevent you from having that which you earnestly desire. Others have these things. Why not you? I'll read that again. Very important. Remember, nothing can prevent you from having that which you earnestly desire. Others have these things. Why not you? Now, if you do not live in faith, you're going to come up with hundreds of reasons why you will be prevented from achieving your goal. This is an indication that you need to cultivate faith, and we're going through the process right now on how to do it. So I'm going to read another quote from the Think and Grow Rich faith section here because I really believe in hammering this in because it's so important. There are millions of people who believe themselves doomed to poverty and failure because of some strange force over which they believe they have no control. They are creators of their own misfortunes because of this negative belief, which is picked up by the subconscious mind and translated into its physical equivalent. It is then appropriate place at which to suggest, again, that you may benefit by passing on to your subconscious mind any desire which you wish translated into its physical equivalent or monetary equivalent in a state of expectancy or belief that the transmutation will actually take place. Your belief or faith is the element which determines the action of your subconscious mind. So let's read that again because I believe that that is a very good pointed element to think about. Your belief or faith is the element which determines the action of your subconscious mind. So if you have negative beliefs and negative faith that is contrarian to achieving your results, then your subconscious mind will create it in the external world. through people, circumstances, and situations. In fact, if you create something in the external world that's contrarian towards your goal, then there is programming in your subconscious mind, faith or belief-based programming of the negative in your subconscious mind that's bringing it forth. So what do? We follow this process. We read the list, we visualize, we emotionalize, we assume the wish fulfilled, and we consume information to cultivate faith and belief, and then we'll start to notice that reality is changing. This will seem miraculous. This will seem unbelievable. This will become the new norm, the way you go about living reality. You'll start to notice, and you'll be very clear that whatever it is that you create in the external world is there from your subconscious mind through programming, and you can change it through faith. The omnipotent power within you does not enter into any controversial argument. It is waiting and willing to serve when you are ready. But your objective mind is so susceptible to subjection that it is almost impossible to make any satisfactory progress when surrounded by skeptics. Therefore, choose your friends carefully and associate with people who now have some of the things that you really want, but do not discuss your method of accomplishment with them. See, there's a lot of different nuances and details of the specificity of what it is that you're looking to achieve. Your goal is to keep your mind on that, to visualize, to emotionalize, till you have cultivated faith, and to surround yourself with people that are faithful, that will support you, that have goals, that have visions, that already have those results. Very important, already have those results, because if you don't, then they're going to orient you, and they don't realize what they're doing, towards the results that they have. So you have to be aware. And unless you really know how this stuff works with the subconscious mind, it is advisable to then place yourself in environments and people that are related to your vision and goal. Because if not, you're not able to catch yourself if there's any programming going into your subconscious mind, and you'll orient yourself in a direction that's not in your favor. So, that being said, choose your friends carefully and associate with people who now have some of the things you really want. Those that have the results, that have produced the results, have the way, and the way is created by the subconscious mind. We have to remember that faith within ourselves of achievement will automatically find us around the people that will help us produce the results. And if we find ourselves around people that don't necessarily contribute to our vision, that was a manifestation of the subconscious mind as well. Now, this is not to look down upon people. That's not what this is about. This is about your goals, your vision. This is about creating results. This is not about what's good or bad or nothing like that. This is about the results that you want and creating it and understanding the process in which results happen. Progress. When new desires deserving position at or about the top of your list come to you, then you may rest assured that you are progressing correctly. Related thoughts, related information, related optimizations to your desire will come to you when you are thinking, talking, and going about and doing the things that are related to your vision. Removing from your list items which at first you thought you wanted is another sure indication of progress. This includes relationships, friendships, environments, circumstances, careers, jobs, all kinds of things that were once elements that you thought were elements that you needed or wanted. But as you go through this process, you realize that this is not how you want to live anymore. These elements are no longer in alignment with your vision, with your goal. So you'll find yourself removing these elements, and that's a normal way of progress. Accomplish the lesser things first, then take the next step, and when that is accomplished, you will seek the higher and really important objectives in life. But long before you reach the stage of your progress, many worthwhile desires will find their place on your list. This is a journey of life. We're here to create. We're here to learn how to create, and this is the creation process. This is one of the reasons why I've dedicated so much of my effort into creating these videos on this specific topic because I realized that that's why we're here. We're here to learn this process, how to create. And it is our number one goal, number one chief aim, and our objective to learn and master this process, and we can start small. Start small, create the list, pick one goal, produce the results, and move on to higher and higher levels of the goal. And then you'll be able to help others achieve it also because you'll understand the details, the nuance. But focus on the end result. Go about consuming information that is related to the end result. Understand how your conscious and subconscious mind works in the process. And you will understand how this works. And you will be able to do this over and over again, and you will learn the creation process. And then, when the time is right, and for those that are ready, you will pass this information over to them. And then in the process, you will move on to higher and higher goals, but the process will always remain the same. You create the goal, you focus on the goal, you emotionalize, you visualize, you think, and you talk about it, and you remove out of your awareness anything that is not related towards that vision or your goal, and you stay true to the goal until you create it. And then you will understand how reality really works. You'll understand how everything is really a manifestation of what is in your subconscious mind. And as factual as certain elements might seem, they're diversions if they're not related towards your vision. And the more you follow this process, the more you realize that what is actually within your awareness is related towards your vision. There's infinite possibilities of reality. Infinite. No matter what it is on this planet, you're going to find somebody doing it. The question is this: where is your attention going? Your attention is always going to go based on the programming that's in your subconscious mind, and you have the power to change this programming in your subconscious mind. If you want a copy of this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.